I'm a gypsy at heart. I love to go. I don't just stay in one place. No high heels, no dresses, just t-shirts and shorts. We're gonna be comfortable on this drive.
The entire city of San Angelo is gonna miss Diann Bayes, even if she's only gonna be gone for 9 days. When she's at her desk with the local Convention and Visitors Bureau, Diann helps people all over the world discover San Angelo. But to say the least, she's got a long road trip planned, driving the entire perimeter of Texas.
I'm gonna leave from San Angelo and travel up to Gainesville, where I'm gonna meet Morgan and Deborah. We will travel to Texarkana and then down to Carthage, Orange, Lake Jackson, Corpus Christi, South Padre Island. Travel up to the Valley, Eagle Pass, Big Bend, Lajitas, El Paso. We'll stop in Farwell because there's a cool story about Farwell. Perryton, Follett, Childress, and then back to Gainesville. We're gonna do that in 8 nights and 9 days.
And how many miles?
Around 3,100.
And you've never done this before?
I've never done this before. I just decided this was going to be a girls' trip.
I'm excited for it. I really am. I'll be following along on Facebook, and I look forward to seeing the pictures along the way.
Diann will be picking up 2 friends who also work in the tourism industry. Since San Angelo is nowhere near the outer perimeter of Texas, she'll have a long trip to Gainesville, Texas, to officially begin this excursion. It seems to have taken on a life of its own.
Thanks, love you.
Have a good time.
I'll see you in a few. Because of what I do for a living, I wanted to brand us, and so we had a logo designed. How big is Texas?
There's no hidden agenda on this trip, no lofty message, just 3 friends who decided to drive the entire perimeter of the Lone Star State in a little over a week's time.
Enjoy our trip. How big is Texas?
Diann is joined by Morgan Taylor riding shotgun and Deborah Bustos in the back seat. They all 3 work with promoting travel in Texas. You might even call them the divas of tourism. And it's a trip like this that could easily test the limits of friendship and 4 tires.
Diann basically is the driver. Morgan has been helping and navigating. I have been lucky enough in sitting in the back, and I've been handing them drinks and snacks as we go along.
The only schedule is where we're going to overnight because we've already booked those hotels. Everything else has just been fly by the seat of our pants. We see something, hit the brakes, go back so we can take photos.
Hello!
We're on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, Pinterest, and also howbigistexas.com. On our Pinterest account, we've had over 200,000 impressions.
That's incredible.
It's crazy.
Look at all the good eats, guys!
We're usually in bed and tucked in by maybe midnight, and then we're up again about 6 or 7 in the morning and do it all over again.
Hey! Where are you?
We are in El Paso, and it's 2,155 miles.
And you've still got about almost 1,000 more miles to go, don't you?
We have 1,000 more miles to go.
What's it been like? What have you been learning?
I know one thing you've learned. It's a long way around Texas.
It is a long way, but you know what? I mean, we haven't had a whole lot of time together prior to this, and it's been great.
Okay.
Well, we know that y'all have to get to bed because you've got a long way ahead of you.
Stay safe.
Bye. Y'all be careful.
Take care. Every day was a new adventure. Every day was a new backyard. We laughed a lot. We had great conversations. And then we did a little bit of carpool karaoke. It was not pretty, but it was fun.
I've been calling her Alex Trebek this entire ride because she's filled with so much knowledge about Texas and Texas history. Talk loud.
Okay, so we've traveled almost 2,500 miles, and this is one of my favorite stories, so I couldn't wait to get to Farwell, Texas. If you look up here at the Oklahoma border, that's the gray, the guy who was surveying the Texas-New Mexico line was off by over 2 miles. I'll show you what that would have looked like. So if they had measured that all the way down, that's a significant part of land. New Mexico lost out, and so Texas got this little extra chunk of land.
So what you're saying is, even though we're in Texas, this should be New Mexico land.
Correct.
I will never forget those butterflies just north of Van Horn. And we drove through some of the coolest thunderstorms that you could ever imagine.
We just have this little bit here to go, and it's gonna be over. Like tonight's our last night in a hotel. Like, I'm gonna cry. It's just been an amazing journey. An amazing journey. The only thing I wish we had differently was time to sit with the people and hear their stories.
Last day on the road, girls.
I'm going to say a word, and I want you to tell me, what does it mean to you? Texas.
I knew somebody was going to try to make me cry. I hate that. Comfort. Home. Home.
You love this state, don't you?
Absolutely. And I don't know why people wouldn't. They have to give it a try first. You know, if you don't give it that shot to see what it's really like, it's so big.
1, 2, 3.
Texas is an amazing place, and for 3 women to get out in a vehicle and take on this task by ourselves, I'd say do it.
Just ask Diann, Morgan, and Deborah. There's no easy way to drive the perimeter of Texas, all 3,000 plus miles of the state line and the Gulf Coast. It was 9 days with no interstates, no turning back, and no regrets.
We would have done it again. We would have just gotten back in the car and gone again. This is the only life we're blessed to have. I want to get out and explore, and I want to get out and know I really lived.
Looking for more stories like this one? Just hit the subscribe button for more great stories about Texas and Texans.